Okay, so here is our notes for today over long division. I'm going to start off by talking through the activity, the assignment, and how to access the different materials. Alright, so here on Google Classroom, Lesson 2, Dividing Polynomials by Long Division is what we're going to look at today. There's a blank copy of the notes that I'll be working through, as well as a pre-filled in copy. Okay. Now these pre-filled in copies aren't filled in by me, they're by the person who made the notes, so we're not going to do everything the exact same way. She covers long division and synthetic division, but today we're going to be focusing on long division. Okay. There's a digital activity as well as a paper activity. The paper activity, we've had it almost like as a Google form before, but just to give you another option here. You would work through the various problems, circling the answer choices, and it makes a dumb riddle, or a dumb Mad Lib, essentially. Or there's a digital activity through IXL.com. So with getting onto IXL.com, here's instructions on how to do so. First, you'll go to the website, then you'll log into your account. Your username and password were sent to your Sakina SD email. Reach out to me if you can't find it. This is what my email looked like. Okay. Then there will be something called skills suggested by your teacher, right here. And for this one, as opposed to yesterday's content, we're going to pick dividing polynomials by long division. Then you can work through the questions until you earn your desired SMART score. Either way, whether you choose to do the digital activity or the paper activity, I am still expecting to see an uploaded photo of your work. Preferably to this assignment, makes my life a lot easier, and so that way it's right with your work so you know that I'm getting it. Also acceptable is email and Remind 101. And again, a link to this video if you need to see it again later. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the notes. And I'm actually going to start on the second page. Okay. On the first page, I talk about like dividing by a binomial, which is what we did yesterday, dividing by factoring. They kind of compare long and synthetic division, but we're focusing on long division because it works all the time. Synthetic division only works some of the time. So I'm going to do the 4 problems here on the back. I'm going to do them all in long division method. Okay, I do recommend use of colors. I think for this one I'm going to use 3 colors because there's like repeating steps, and so I like to have the different iterations of the steps separated. Alright, so first we're going to divide 2n squared minus 16n plus 19 by n minus 17. So to set this up as far as a long division, the thing we're dividing by goes on the outside of the house. It's not a radical, but a division thing, yeah. And the expression we're dividing into goes inside the house. Okay, so that's the initial setup. So the first step is to take the 2 leading terms, in this case, the 2n and the n, and I'm going to divide them. So 2n squared divided by n will give me 2n. That is the first part of my quotient, my answer. So I write that up along the top. Then the next step is to multiply through the 2n through the n minus 7 and to write that underneath. So we get 2n squared and negative 14n. So step 1 was divide. Step 2, multiply. Step 3 is subtract. Okay. With subtracting, I'm going to wrap the entirety of what I wrote in red in parentheses and throw a subtraction sign on the outside. Let's see. 2n squared minus 2n is 0. They're going to cancel each other out. They're supposed to. Negative 16 minus negative 14. Well, negative 16 minus a negative 14 is the same thing as 16, negative 16 plus 14. So that's a negative 2n. And the last step is bring down. We're going to bring down the next term. Okay. Then we repeat those steps one more time for this problem. So I'm using a different color now because I'm kind of starting a different iteration of the work. So see, first step is divide. So we're going to divide negative 2n by n. First term by first term, every time. You get negative 2. I'm going to take that negative 2 and I'm going to multiply it through the n minus 7. Okay, again, where that came from was negative 2 times n minus 7, okay, gave me negative 2n plus 14. Next step is to subtract. First one should always give us 0. So 19 minus 14 is 5. Alright. We know we are done because there is nothing else to bring down. So now we just have to write our answer. So the answer to this problem is 2n minus 2, which is coming from our quotient bar, plus our remainder over our divisor. The different parts that were used to write our answer: our quotient, our remainder, and our divisor. Okay. 3 more problems. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. That's pretty much it. Alright, so in this one we have y cubed plus 5y squared minus 7y plus 2 divided by y minus 2. So the y minus 2 on the outside, and the numerator polynomial on the inside. First term divided by first term. Gives me y squared. So I wrote that over the y squared. Now I multiply that through. So I'm going to take y squared, multiply it through y minus 2. Then we subtract. So 5 minus a negative 2, 5 plus 2 is 7. And we bring down. And the process starts all over again. First term divided by first term. Sorry, 7y squared divided by y gives me y squared. No, it doesn't. This gives you 7y, my bad. This is the next part of my quotient. Then I multiply that through. Multiply 7y through all of that. And then I subtract. Those, the first two always cancel out. Negative 7 plus 14 is 7. And we bring it down. And one last time. So I'm going to do green on this one. First term divided by first term. Just gives me 7. So I'm going to take that 7, I'm going to multiply it through the y squared and write that result down here. Or the y minus 2, I'm sorry. And then we subtract. Get 21. Alright, so again, the parts I use to write my answer, I have my quotient, I have my remainder, and what my initial divisor was. So our answer here is y squared plus 7y plus 7 plus 21 over y minus 2. Oh, sorry, that got cut off a little bit there. Okay, alright. The next two problems have missing powers. And so it's just showing you how to put in a 0 placeholder, something just to hold the place to make sure all our powers still stay lined up. Alright, so here we have k cubed minus 17k plus 32 divided by k plus 5. So the thing that is missing here is it is missing, looks like OK squared, is missing the k squareds. So we still just want to write it in. Okay, so we want to make sure we have every power represented. So k plus 5, k cubed plus 0k squared minus 17k plus 32. And go through the process just like we have in the past. First term divided by first term. That gets written along the top. And that gets multiplied through. Then we subtract. First ones always cancel each other out, so then we have 0 minus 5, so that's a negative 5k squared. And we bring down the next term. Okay. First term divided by first term. So that's the next part of my quotient. Take that, multiply it through. Negative 5k times 5 is going to be a negative 25k. Then we subtract. First ones always cancel out. Remember that subtracting changes your sign, so we have negative 17 plus 25. So that is, so 25 minus 17. If I take away 10, gives me down to 15. Take away 5, gets me down to 10. Take away 2 more. 6, 8, 8. and bring down the 32. And last time, first term divided by first term. AK divided by K is just 8. One last multiply through, boop, to down here. Will give us 8K plus 40. And last, subtracting. 32 minus 40, or 40 minus 32 would make your answer negative. Negative 8. Alright, so the parts that we care about are quotient, our remainder, and our divisor. So here we've got our answer as k squared minus 5k plus 8 minus, because our answer remainder was negative, k plus 5. Alright, last one. You see that I'm getting a few remind messages asking about IXL logins. That makes me happy. Just give me a moment, because you should actually be listening to these notes to do the IXL activity. Okay. Alright, let's see. What are we missing on this one? So, again, it seems like we're missing the x squared term. Okay. It's not always the power of 2. That's missing, and there could be more than one. Could be quite equal. But it's not that big of a deal, you just write it in. So x minus 8, 8x to the 4th minus 64x cubed, plus 0x squared, plus 3x minus 28. This one is going to take a few more iterations simply because the thing that we're dividing into is so long compared to our divisor. So first term, 8x cubed, so I'm going to write that over my x cubes. Then I'm going to multiply that through. 8x cubed times x is 8x to the 4th. 8x cubed times a negative 64 is a negative 64x cubed. Then I'm going to subtract all of it. We know the first pair always cancel out, but even our second pair, we have negative 64 plus 64. So that happens to be a 0x cubed. Still going to bring down the next term. And keep going from there. It's a little strange right now. We have like all zeros. So first term divided by first term. So 0x cubed divided by x. Just work with me here. 0x squared. Yeah, it's still 0. But we'll just hit this so we can keep all of our variables lined up. Then I'll take that and I'll multiply it through. Well, 0 times anything is still just going to give me back 0. I'm still going to pay attention to my powers of x's just to keep everything in order. Sorry, I'm repeating myself on that. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And bring down the next one. Okay. First term divided by first term. Like it's written along the top. When we go to write our final answer, we're not going to include these guys. But now that we're still in the process, it's a good idea to do. Alright, so then we multiply that through. 0x times x is 0x squared. 0x times negative 8 is a negative 8. No. Is a 0x. Okay. Then I'm going to subtract. And we've got 3x that survived. Right, last one. We still have something else we can bring down. Like I said, this one was a little bit longer. bring down this negative 28. Okay, then I'm still going to do first term divided by first term. Get 3. Then I'm going to multiply that through to get 3x. Is it 3? And get a negative 28. Then I'm going to subtract it all off. And we do that for this problem. Changes the sign on that the second negative 28, making it 0. So the parts we care about our quotient, our remainder, and what we divided by. So let's see, our quotient, without writing all those zeros in, was just 8x cubed plus 3. Our remainder is 0, so it's a little bit odd to write like a 0 fraction at the end. So don't need that part. There's the final answer. Okay, that was it. These are going to be posted back here so you can see them again. Like I said up at the top of the live stream, the notes on the teacher copy are not the exact same. She used some different methods, but I want you doing long division. Synthetic division doesn't work all the time, especially in some of the ones in the activity. Okay. Again, how to get to the activity is all spelled out right in here. Make sure you're checking your Seguin ISD email, and you should be able to find a login. If not, just contact me, okay? All right. Bye.